Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stream, man. How you doing? Yes, good to see everyone in the chat, man. Who we got in here then today, man? We've got Dave Kika, yes. We got Max OJ, Matthew W, Sean, Theo Johnson, Scott Carson, Wheels of Rock. We got Dave, Kika, Shivery, Luzile, Zohib, Rahil, Hariko, Daniel, Lakeisha, Wheels of Rock, Rahil again, Beto, DG, DJN1, Tom Finney, yes. How you guys doing, man? Hopefully you're all doing well, man. Bit of a madness. We've got a little bit of a here we go on Maximo Perroni. We're getting him. We got that here we go driller. From Fabrizio Romano. What I've got planned today, man, big stream. I got scout reports. I got Instagram doxing. You know what I mean? We're gonna go in. We're gonna see what this guy is saying, and we're gonna see if this guy is gonna be able to play it for our team. Yeah, I got loads of stuff, man. The scout report, I was checking it out before, was absolutely madness. So we're gonna go through that. Make sure you drop a like on the stream, man, if you've not done so already. We've got 240 people in right now. Let's get those likes right past 150. I need 2 people to hit the thumbs up button. Get those likes past 150. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Massive shout out to the guys at OneFootball for sponsoring today's stream. Free app to download, completely for free. Yeah, link is in the description and in the pinned comment. If you download it, you help support the channel. And yeah, you get all your transfer news, transfer rumours, in-game stats, in-game commentary, and much more completely for free. So link is in the description. Every team, every player, every goal on the OneFootball app. Big up everyone who has got that. But how are we all doing before we get into the scout reports? Because that's a lot of like in-depth sort of situation. Everyone good? Everyone recovered from the Everton game a couple of days ago? Arsenal tomorrow, watch along. Had a couple people message me today saying, LB, you and Jordan getting on the watch along? Yes, back at the studio tomorrow. Arsenal taking on Newcastle, will be there. Hopefully you guys can join us for that. Felix, yes, he's got that GOAT badge and he's back in the Xtra Club. Thanks a lot for rejoining, bro. Thanks for the support, man. The 2 years, bro, that's a madness. We got Harsh, thank you, yes. Says, I watched the Big Six and I agree we might going through transition period. We've never replaced Sane. I love Grealish, but he's not Sane replacement, guys. I agree he's not Sane replacement. He's nothing like Sane, bro. I agree with that. And we probably are in a slight transition period right now. I still think there's a little bit of work to do with this squad. Cade, yes, member for 6 said, who would you have in the summer? I'd have Bellingham and Leao. I think Bellingham would be super cool to get. Yeah, in terms of layout, I don't know. I think we're going to have to do a little bit more research, a bit more scouting on players. Like, we've always said, yeah, if you guys recommend a player, like for a winger or what, and you find us a game that's semi-interesting, that they're involved in, we'll do watch-alongs on them, we'll do scout reports. You know what I mean? I'm game to watch any football match. So if you guys have seen a winger who you think, oh, LB, City should sign this guy, this team is playing against this team on this day, why don't you do a watch along for it? Let us know. You know, DM us on Twitter, Instagram us, you know what I mean, whatever, and we'll make it happen. Get some scout reports going on. Hamadness, yes, bro, says, been loving these City Extra streams, Bray, keep it coming. Thank you, bro, thanks for the support, Hamadness. Yes, lad. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Si, member for 4, says, is it me or will City do super good in cup competitions and not in the league? I see that pattern happening, sadly, but I think that is my thinking. You know what? It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout because right now we're very much in control of matches. If you look at the chances that other teams are creating, they're really struggling. Everton had 2 shots in the whole game. Leeds had 9, but only 1 on target, and they didn't really cause any danger at all. The 9 shots were like pop shots and all that kind of shots. So, yeah, I think you're probably onto something there, brother. I think... no, don't work for City, Skellies, bro. Don't work for City, man. Yeah, it's one of them. Possibly, yeah. Because I think the way we play, we seem to have more control and we don't look as vulnerable on the counter-attack as we've done in previous years. Funny enough, we have been done on the counter-attack a few times, but I do think that you're probably onto something there. Have you done a Napoli watcher yet for Kvaratskhelia, says Prestino. We've not. I don't think we'll get Kvaratskhelia because it's Napoli. However, because I love Kvaratskhelia, I'm more than happy to do a Napoli watch along. So if you guys find me a game for Napoli, you know, try and get it a good game, you know what I mean? So we're going to watch some good football. Yeah, send it. We'll do one of them. But this is the time now, you know what I mean? We're now in 2023. We've only got, 6 months until the transfer window opens. So we need to be looking at these players, guys. So make sure you're dropping messages in the chat. Make sure you DM us on Twitter or Instagram, and we'll do some watch-alongs. Right, okay, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time. Let me move this over there. Also, LB, did you forget the password for your own channel? Oh, no. Soon, bro, soon. I just need to get a few extra stuff, bro, and then we'll send it. We'll send it. But that is coming very, very soon. Is it a done deal? Just join, says James. It's a here we go situation. It's a here we go situation. Right, shall we get into the into like the scout reports and that? Let me get us into the scout reports. Okay, boom, right. Here we go. Right, so this is the first one I found. I was actually looking on the Blue Moon forum before. Let me just get the chat back up. I've lost you there, guys. There we go. LB, why can't we sign a pacey winger in the winter transfer window? We need it badly. Well, we can do if we wanted to. I just don't think Manchester City are going to enter the race. Not the Blue Moon forum. Yeah, I was just looking at that before. There's actually the people just chatting in it. You know what I mean? This is the first one that I found. This is actually a Newcastle page, and then they was talk because obviously Newcastle were interested in this Maximo Perez. Looks like City have beaten them to the sign. Of course, it's not official yet. We're still waiting on that official signing, but we got the here we go. And obviously the Newcastle fans are not too happy about that. So I was just reading that before, but here we go, the scout report. Yes, Lloyd. Welcome back to the Xtra Club, bro. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel, man. I appreciate the support. Perrone, yes. Right, let's go through it, guys. This is it now. We're about to deep this hard, man. We're about to deep this hard. So strap yourselves in. Let me just turn this music down ever so slightly so I can focus on it a little bit. There we go. In this series, this is by huddle.com. I guess they're like a scouting website, you know what I mean? Like they scout people and that, and then obviously write up. This is the guy's Twitter, if you guys want to follow him. The league this season, our Champions League LB, I think we should still be winning the Premier League. We're massively better than everyone else in the Premier League, but at the moment we're not showing it. Champions League, we've got to get it done sooner rather than later. Right, let's jump in. In this series, we take a look at some of the most interesting young talents in world football. Next up is Vélez Sarsfield, 19-year-old midfielder Maximo Perroni. This, by the way, this article was done on the 23rd of August 2022. So if there is any stats that are maybe slightly out of date, that's why. It was obviously done in the summer. So here we go. By the way, I've not read this, you know what I mean? I've just scrolled through it to make sure, like, there's cool stuff in here, like images. Right, let's go into it. So, Vélez made it through to the Copa Libertadores semi-finals for the first time in 11 years after a 4-2 aggregate victory over Talleres. It was fitting that 18-year-old Julian Fernandez scored the decisive goals in each leg, as Vélez are a team built around their crop of exciting youngsters. So maybe City should try and strike up a deal with Vélez. You know what I mean? It seems like this Vélez have quite a lot of young players that are coming through. 7 academy products featured in each of their 7 semi-final ties. In their squad, brimming with promise, the jewel in the Fortinero crown is deep-lying midfielder Maestro Maximo Perroni. Now, this is interesting again because this is what I said on the last stream when we had a bit of a chat about Perroni. Is every single thing I read about this guy and all the videos I watch about Perrone say this: deep-lying midfielder. Now, I was on the Blue Moon forum this morning, right, having a bit of a read about what people are saying on there, having see what the discussion is saying. And people are like, it's a Gundogan replacement, Gundogan's not a deep-lying playmaker. I know that, like, he has played 6 before and he has done that role, but he's not done that role for a long time. And the only time he's done it recently is if Rodri's not been fit because obviously Calvin Phillips has been injured all season. So it's very, very interesting that we're going for this player who everybody is describing, and I've been saying every single scout report, every single sort of Twitter thing I've read describes this guy as a deep-lying playmaker. Now, as Duna in the chat there says, is this a potential double pivot season? Or serious conversation. Someone actually messaged me this morning, my mate. No source, just genuinely asking me the question. Do we think that maybe Pep's just not happy with Calvin Phillips? He come in, got injured straight away. He come back overweight. Maybe Pep's just like, I don't like this guy. Maybe City have gone, he only cost 40 mil. Will they move him on? I don't know. But everything that I'm reading and watching describes Perrone as a deep-lying playmaker. So it will be interesting. If they see him as a Gundogan replacement, that's very, very interesting because he doesn't seemingly play that role. I will try and get more information from some South American sources and that. And like, do we think he can play in a more advanced role? Has he ever done it? But everything we're reading at the moment says deep-lying playmaker, which is interesting because right now we have Rodri and we've got Calvin Phillips who both play in the 6. I guess he can play as an 8, but everything after this, right? Go and watch like highlights of games of Perrone play. He's sitting in the Rodri position. He's not advanced like in a Gundogan or a Kev, where Kev drops in and like he's dictating play from a bit deeper. He don't really do that. He's very, very deep. This is a little graph, obviously, for you here. Obviously, 19 years old. He's actually going to be 20 in a couple of days. Left foot. There you go, Argentina. Obviously, we've got a good connection with Argentina and that. Nam says, yeah, I wanted him too, bro, says Fraser. We should have got Enzo in the summer with Alvarez. We possibly should have done that. Shout out Harsh as well, says Somerville or Doku, keep an eye on them, their class. Somerville's pretty interesting. He's a very busy guy. Dave with the 2 says, Perrone academy signing or first team signing. Apparently, this is a full first team driller, bro, according to Fabrizio Romano. Let me just turn that back up again. I can't hear it. Yeah, this is a full first team driller, which is interesting. Here we go then. So this is a heat map, by the way, which is, look how deep he is. Very deep. On the Vélez book since the age of 6, Perrone first caught the eye at the 2019 Montalegre tournament, anchoring the Argentina under-16 side that were crowned champions and beating an England side that included Jude Bellingham and Jamal Musiala in the final. Former boss Maurizio Pellegrino handed Perrone his senior debut for Vélez as recently as March this year, which obviously was 2022, but Maxi has quickly established himself as a regular. So he's actually only been playing first team football since March 2022, according to this article. Here we got some. So this must be Perrone. Is that Perrone there? Yeah, Perrone peels off his man at the back post to thump in a header for a historic winner in injury time. So that must have been in there. So he got a bit advanced, but then again, they were in the 94th minute. His performance in a must-win group game versus Nacional demonstrated just what a key player he's already become for Vélez. Perrone was the player with the most recoveries, 14, most passes made, 46, and most successful through balls, 4 out of 5, and even popped up with an injury time winner whilst wearing the captain's armband at the age of 19. That's pretty impressive. Here he is again in a bit of space. Here we go. So look at this. This is what I'm saying. Everything says this. Typically deployed at the base of a midfield. Perrone is a ball-playing Argentinian number 5 in the mould of Fernando Redondo, always looking for the ball and orchestrating play from deep. The 19-year-old possesses the tactical intelligence to play either as a lone anchor or a double pivot, usually alongside fellow academy graduate Nicolas Garalde, and boasts the maturity and confidence to drop between into the centre-backs and be the man to dictate the tempo and initiate his team's attacks. This is why I'm very confused about this. I'm excited and I'm very curious about this deal. I'm very curious, I'm very excited, but I'm also very confused. Because everything is telling me that this guy plays at the base of the midfield. Not in an advanced role like Gundogan does or Kevin De Bruyne. So it's just a very strange situation. Effectively, we're going to have Calvin Phillips, Rodri and Perrone who can all play in this position. Now, maybe we will push him forward. Maybe we think he's got that ball control, creativity aggression, to play in that slightly more advanced position like a Gundogan. But everything I'm seeing doesn't really say he plays there. Very, very interesting. LB, don't you think we might send him on loan just for a season? I guess we might send him on loan. But Fabrizio's saying this is a Manchester City signing, not a CFG signing. Who knows? We'll continue. Here we go here. This is him here, circled in white. Perrone plays the ball back to the centre-back before arcing his run to receive the return ball. So he must have been here, passed it to the centre-back, ran there, and obviously received the ball back. Perrone invites the press from the opponent, but opens up his body and then drops a shoulder to swerve away from the challenge and leave the River Plate player trailing in his wake. Interesting. Here we go again. Right, so it's not surprising to learn that his reference point is Sergio Busquets. Another defensive-like sort of playmaker from the back. And Perrone has the same elegant and unhurried swagger. His positioning, body shape when receiving the ball and reading of the game always appears to give him time and space, seemingly already want to move ahead of everybody else. What's more, his regular scanning, calmness under pressure and excellent first touch make him very press resistant and allows him to draw opponents and beat the press either with clever, quick touches to get his side moving forward. It sounds brilliant. He's obviously took this player on and now he's got these options. It sounds like a perfect player for Manchester City. We move on to the next image here. Perrone moves into a position in anticipation of receiving the ball from the centre-back. He checks over his shoulder to see how close the opponent is, also to check the free centre-back position, hinting that he will be the recipient of the next pass. So this is him here, obviously he's trying to get away from this guy. So what they're obviously saying, he's going to receive the ball in the midfield and then pop it off straight away to him, which we see Rodri do quite a lot. Obviously, if this player goes in, that player goes over there, and then this centre-back here at the base of the arrow, he'll be then quite a lot of space. Imagine that's like someone like a Laporte who can then drive into the space created primarily by this midfielder here. We got more here again. This is him circled. Perrone has another couple of scans where he's being closely followed and also checks his left as to analyse all the potential options for the ball that's on his way to his feet. So that again, nice. He's always looking for the forward option. Good to see. Perrone's awareness, constant scanning and first touch always allow him to beat the press and drive forward into midfield, setting up a promising attack. That's what we need a lot. Because if you think about it, if we get him here and he's just passing. If the opposition team, which is what we're facing a lot right now, just sits there, it's difficult. What we ideally like is players like your centre-backs and your Rodri driving into the midfield, which then commits this player who might want to be blocking the pass, he'll then have to come into him. This player who would be Perrone or Rodri in our team can then find Kevin De Bruyne or a Bernardo Silva or someone like that. You can then find them in space. Here we go. It's on the ball though where Perrone really shines. With his wand of a left foot, Perrone combines elegance and efficiency, not only recycling possession well but also displaying an excellent range of passing. This season, he's averaged an 87.5 pass accuracy and typically has made 46 passes per 90 minutes. Crucially, it's the speed in which he moves the ball, giving Velez a real dynamism in their build-up play. Plus, the fact that he's always on the move to look for a return ball. It sounds perfect, man. Perrone plays a quick 1-2 to shift the ball away from Lanos midfielders before digging out a lovely clip ball out to the right winger who's in lots of space. So he was obviously there. What I would assume is this guy has received the ball. This guy here has received the ball from either this person or this person. And then obviously Perrone, who's there, has seen that he can get forward. He's popped it off there. And then obviously in space, he's managed to find the right winger. So again, shows that he wants to go forward and that's all good. He looks perfect. He looks perfect, Mark. I agree. Albina says, I think he's going to be brilliant. He does look perfect for our team. And obviously, you'll never truly know. You're getting these South American players. I've said it before on the stream. They can be a gamble. They can be a gamble, but he looks good. the thing is, where does he fit into our squad? Far from padding the stats, circulating the ball in low-risk areas, Perrone is very progressive with his passing. Having started his youth career as a playmaker, he's always looking to break the lines and get Velez on the front foot, as demonstrated by his 6.32 progressive passes per 90 this season. So obviously, there you go. There's some stuff. Again, this is from huddle.com. Can we get Bellingham as well? I would sure think so, bro. I would so think so, Samantha. Or Samitha. I don't get why. And this is a £10 million deal. This is a £10 million deal. Likes to make a few progressive runs a game as well. That's nice. Perrone is technically very good, and whilst not much of a dribbler over distance, he can wriggle out of danger with his Velcro close control, whilst also using his intelligence and movement to get into a good advanced positions on occasion. So, again, very, very technical player. Maybe he's not like a Yaya Toure who can go on mad runs, but yeah, technical is obviously what we like to see. This looks like a Kevin De Bruyne-esque ball here, doesn't it? Having already started the move but stepping in to win the ball, Perrone receives the return pass and gallops forward. As he's being closed down, he unleashes an inch-perfect through ball with the outside of his left boot to set up the opening goal of the game. Obviously over here, that's Kevin De Bruyne all day, that, isn't it? Or maybe Cancelo, outside of his left foot. So this may be some evidence. This is maybe some evidence with a ball like this that maybe he could play a little bit more advanced. Well, maybe this is the question, bro. This is the question. We don't know where Perrone is going to fit into our squad. Is he going to be a Gundogan replacement? In which case, we'll have to see more evidence of these type of passes and all that kind of stuff. Or is he going to be a deep line playmaker, a Rodri, a Calvin Phillips, which everyone's saying he is? Shaquille, I think you potentially have hit the nail on the head. Shaquille Smith in the chat, guys. I think this transfer means both Bernardo and Gundogan leave in the summer. Then we get Perrone and Bellingham as replacements. I think that's a very, very, very strong possibility. I think that's a very, very strong possibility. Because at the moment, Gundogan is leaving Manchester City at the end of the season. So he's already gone. Unless he signs a new contract, that is him. He's gone. And Bernardo Silva, he's wanted to leave for 2 or 3 years. He'll have 2 years left on his contract at the end of the season, if I'm right. And I think City will just cut the loss. I just think they'll go 60 million. Anyone fucking take him at this point. You know what I mean? I think if they can get someone like a Perrone who they're happy with, and they can get Jude Bellingham, I think they'll sell him for like 60 mil, and you'd get a buyer. I think Barcelona, and I know we had some rumours come out the other week that Barcelona will not return, but I think if City rang them up and went, or Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid and said, look, you can have Bernardo Silva for £60 million, they'd be stupid not to sign him. Happy New Year, Billy. Thanks a lot, man. And Pratik, thanks a lot for the super chat, brother. Appreciate that. Let's continue. Perhaps an underappreciated side to Perrone's game, given his ball-playing style, is his defensive qualities. While there were doubts about his durability when he was coming through the youth divisions, he has made the step up to the physical side of men's football better than expected. Now, I'm glad I've seen that, because that was something that I was a little bit worried about, because when I watched a highlights video on him, brilliant on the ball, technical ability, just brilliant, exceptional. What I didn't see is that defensive side. Now, that's probably just because it's a highlights video. They're trying to show you all that, the nice passes, goals, assists, all that kind of stuff. But if we're going to be playing him in that deep position, in that Rodri role, in front of the defence, then I'm going to have to see some physicality in him. Otherwise, he'll get wiped aside in the Premier League. So here's some stats here. 1 defensive duels in the own third. Defensive duel, interception, sliding tackle. Okay. Defensive duels 1. Perrone stats compared to other field players in the last year in the League of Professional de Football. Okay, this season he's averaged 8.49 defensive duels per and 10.8 recoveries per 90, while his mobility and ability to operate further forward has also seen him clock up 6.32 counter pressing recoveries per 90 as well. And here's some more recoveries. A lot of interceptions. Yeah, not too many slide tackles, but I don't really mind that. I don't really mind the slide tackles, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all about sliding in, do you know what I mean? It's very much interceptions, counter press. Yeah, I'll back that. I'll back that. Yes, Prodigal, how you doing, man? Thanks for the super chat. Says, I told you he's literally Gundogan who can play CDM like in Dortmund and also CM. He's Gundogan with Bernardo's engine. I've been telling, bro, he's first team, says the Prodigal. Cronenberg says, I'm not really gassed about this guy. I don't think you'll be alone there, Cronenberg. I think there could be quite a few people who are not really getting excited here. Obviously, no one's ever heard of him before unless you watch South American football. It's 10 million quid, which sometimes people think 10 million quid. How is he arse? You know what I mean? Like, I think this is one where it's 10 million. We'll see. We'll see if we can do some watch-alongs on him. Like we did a watch-along for River Plate when we were signing Alvarez. We can see what he's about. Let me just before I continue with this scout report, I'm just going to put a poll in the chat for you guys. Are you excited about this signing? Interesting. I think this will be an interesting poll. Perrone can sometimes be somewhat passive defensively, and there's still plenty of room for improvement in that area. But for a player whose game is more defined when in possession, his defensive contributions are nonetheless an example of how well-rounded his game is at this early stage of his career. Okay, so maybe some slight concern there, but he is only 18, going on 20, and his game is based on possession. Not so much winning the ball back. It's not too much his game according to this. Another extreme positive sign is Perrone's character. Having already captained the club as a teenager, Perrone has constantly displayed leadership maturity beyond his years and is unafraid to bark orders at more senior teammates. I love that. I love that. I think that's very, very good. I think players themselves become better when they're willing to tell other players, even if they're more senior, that they need to pull the finger out their ass. And I remember, was it last year at Anfield when Phil Foden shouted at Kevin De Bruyne for not making a run? And I loved it. I was like, yes, you're more than entitled to do that if you believe that you're in the right. No one gets a free pass, no matter who you are. And having another player who can come in, who's captain the side, we'd have such a good captain's leadership group. Decisive late contributions such as the goal versus Nacional and the assist versus Talleres also point to a big game mentality and the ability to influence games at clutch moments. I think that's very, very important. Obviously, City play in a lot of big games, a lot of clutch moments because we go for all 4 competitions. I think that could be obviously getting another player who is willing to play in the Premier League. Here we go, some more stuff here. So here he is. As the ball's played out to the left, Perrone spots this gap here. Obviously, you can see by the rectangle. Spots a gap in the half space, which is being created as the fullback goes to engage the Velez winger. He puts on the afterburners with a line-breaking run into the penalty box. Nice. Perrone receives the ball from the winger and shapes to have a shot on goal. However, he actually cuts the ball back with a no-look pass right into the path of the unmarked Julian Fernandez, who sweeps the ball into the net for a last-minute winner. Nice. You could easily imagine this to be sort of like a Kevin De Bruyne. LB getting me excited. You got to gas these up. You got to gas them. It's what football's about, man, isn't it? I think it is anyway. I like gassing them up. You know what I mean? I like gassing these players up. And if it doesn't work out, it don't work out. But it is what it is. Perrone and Velez will now have to raise their game again to rise to the occasion when they face Flamengo. Blah, blah, blah. So there we go. That's one. Then we got another one which we'll go through in just a second. But based on that first scouting report, we'll go through this second one and see if there's anything else. This isn't really a scouting report. This is more just an article on that. But but it's still chill. Based on that, what are we thinking? City going to call LB for the scouting team now. Yeah, just read the reports, bro. I moved, can't lie, says Arden. Yes. Cronenberg, meh. Cronenberg's just not quite feeling it right now. He's just not quite feeling it right now. Beyond Belief says, with Gundogan going, aren't we going to lose a mint player? We lose leadership. We will need to be replaced to or promoted from within. That's very true, but at the end of the day, squads always move on, don't they, Beyond Belief? You know that, mate. Like, team moves on, players move on. Gundogan's, what, 31, 32. He's out of contract in the summer. Maybe City are just thinking, Kev's 31, Gundogan's 31. Maybe it is time just to let Gundogan leave. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe they need to refresh that midfield a little bit. I mean, could you imagine having Jude Bellingham in there with Kevin De Bruyne? It just completely make that midfield alive. And maybe they're just thinking, Gundogan, if we're going to get Bellingham in the summer, we can't offer you the minutes that you're probably going to want. And maybe they believe that having Kevin De Bruyne, Bellingham, and this Perrone fella is fine, and therefore maybe they're willing just to not offer Gundogan a new deal. Maybe that is the case, and I'd be very sad if Gundogan leaves. You know what I mean? I'm a massive fan of Ilkay Gundogan, but maybe City just thinking it's time to seriously refresh some of these aging players a little bit. I need to see him playing a full game, and then I will rate him properly, says Cronenberg. Well, I'll find out when he's like playing a game, and we'll do a watch along for it, man, if you're up for it. Nicholas says, LB, I'm Argentinian, and he's been one of the biggest topics of the last year's Argentinian league. The kid is special. Cronenberg, this is an Argentinian in the chat, says Nicholas, LB, I'm Argentinian, and he's been one of the biggest topics of the last year's Argentinian league. The kid is special. This is from an Argentinian who watches football. This guy plus Pep's coaching equals world class. I don't like getting our club's captains out every year, says Carl. Mate, I completely agree. You know, I can say it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad. If Bernardo Silva and Gundogan leave the football club in the summer, we'll have a grieving stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do a 1 hour dedicated, maybe a 2 hour dedicated stream to reliving all the best moments at the football club. But ultimately, things move on in life. You have to freshen it up. And maybe City are thinking, this is the summer we do it. This is the summer this squad gets a big refresh. Next, Iniesta, says Hariko. The poll, by the way. Are you excited about this signing? 81% of people are excited. So I get that. That's completely fine. There's still a lot of people out there who are thinking, no, I don't really get it. You know what I mean? Not really understanding it. We'll get a watch along booked in. I'll find out when this guy's playing, yeah, and we'll get a watch along booked in. We'll all dip in, yeah, because I think it'll probably be quite late because of you know, the driller. It's in South America, so you know what I mean, you have to have some caffeine in that. But we'll stay up, we'll watch it, and we'll work out together if this guy's the real deal. Yeah? Ignore all you like, LB. JY, I did see your messages, bro. I'm just focused on this, bro. Arsenal are a threat, bro. Arsenal are a threat. There you go. Perrone and Alvarez, Argentine duo. Well, that's the thing, man. We've had quite a lot of Argentinians at this football club, and they've all pretty much done well, you know what I mean? So I'm liking it. Nicholas, as I was saying, City should have signed Alvarez 6 months before we did. I have almost the same feeling with this guy, although his game is not quite as matured as Julian's. That's fair. That's fair. Surely we can't hit twice from Argentina, surely, says Kyle Crew. Well, this is the thing that I've said. You sign players from South America, and it can be a bit of a gamble. They don't always work. But if they do, they do work, and you get bargains, mate. But sometimes you get flops. Like, sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't know why. Maybe it's the style, maybe it's the culture, the language. I'm not 100% sure. But if it works out, you see him with Alvarez, we signed him for what, 20 million? He's a 60 million, 70 million pound player already. If you sign Perrone for 10 million, and if he comes in and just is able to play, I mean, you know, you're making 6-7 times your money like that. Must be great for the accountants, you know what I mean? They go, right, you bought this player for 10 million, he's now worth 60 million in the space of 6 months. What happens with Phillips? Well, this is the big question, Tony. This is the big question about this signing that I'm still unsure of. And there's only two possible, for me, there's only two possible scenarios. One is pretty negative, but it's a scenario that Pep just really doesn't like Calvin Phillips and he'll be sold in the summer. Or two, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva both leave and we end up getting Jude Bellingham and Perrone. Because I cannot for the life of me believe that Gundogan, Bernardo both leave and we do not sign someone like a Bellingham or an Enzo Fernandez. I cannot for the life of me believe that's the case. So there's only two scenarios that I see, is that Phillips is leaving, which will be pretty wild given he's only played 90 minutes, or both the other two players are leaving, they get Bellingham and they want Perrone as the sort of like other player. It's mad. But at this moment in time, I don't know, bro. Let me have a look what's going on with Laporte. You guys are chatting about Laporte. Bernardo Silva's been speaking. If you want a little bit of an update on that. This is an official quote from Bernardo Silva, guys. Official quote. I'm very focused. It makes no sense to talk about leaving in the middle of the season. I've been at Man City for almost 6 years. A lot of respect for the club. News keeps appearing and people know there have been talks between me and the club. At the end of the season, we'll talk again to see what's best. I'm focused on winning more titles for Man City. We want to win the Premier League again. We've never won the Champions League and that's our objective. So we want to try again. The guy still wants out, doesn't he? Let's be honest. He still wants to leave. There's nothing changed. He's wanted to leave for 2-3 years. He wants to leave still. Like, I ain't got a problem with that, by the way. You know what I mean? People want to move on. Mad. Like, literally, guys, this summer is going to be like, you thought this summer was wild, yeah? With signing Haaland. You thought that was like peak. I think this summer, I genuinely believe it's going to be a madness, you know. I think you could see Gundogan leave, Bernardo leave. You could see a winger leave. Whether it be Mahrez, whoever, I think you could see a winger leave, and I think you're going to sign two midfielders. I think we could sign a winger, and I think we could sign a left back. I genuinely believe that this is going to be an incredibly big summer for Manchester City Football Club. I do. I'm getting gassed already. It's the 2nd of January. Window doesn't open for another 5 months. Madness says Laporte's injured. Where's this coming out? Is this on City Extra? Where's this source on Laporte, brother? I can't see anything on Laporte. Can someone let me know what source is saying Laporte's injured? City Zone. City. Simon Bajowski. I ain't saying anything here. Laporte is injured, Simon Bajowski. I've just been on his Twitter account, I didn't see nothing. Simon Bajowski said it before. Oh, before the Everton game. Okay. Well, I've not heard anything of that. Let's hope it's not a bad injury because we need him back rapid. Let's go through this final. By the way, guys, we've got the best part of the stream coming up. The Instagram check. Right, Sabrina Fadja, yes, big up you. This is on Clarion.com. When he debuted, he was compared to Fernando Redondo with 19 years. This is a translated thing, by the way, so if it doesn't quite read right, it's because it's Google translated. This is a South American page. He's 19 years old with an upbringing fueled by pure football from Lionel Messi's Barcelona. He identifies with Busquets, and Argentinian football idol was Fernando Gago. Do you remember him? Brilliant player. Truth is that Maximo Perroni forged his own football identity, one that could place him at Manchester City after playing the South American Sub-20 with Javier Mascherano's team from January 19th to February 12th in Colombia. Right, so that could be an opportunity. American sub 20. What is that? It's an under 20 South American Championship. Starts on January 19th. Argentina. Okay, cool. We'll have to get on that then. We'll have to get on that. We'll have to do some watch-alongs. I mean, I have to find out how to watch that. That's obviously not going to be broadcast here in the UK. So we might have to watch that online or something. Training Velez, where he arrived when he was 6 years old, to play as a coach. Do you see what just happened there? What's going on there? And in the lower ranks, he tried himself as an external midfielder and a striker before settling in the centre of midfield. The midfielder began his adventure in the First Division 10 months ago. On February 5th, 2022, in the absence of Santiago Caceres, Pellegrino sent him to start against River at the Monumental, where Velez drew 0-0 and won the Juan Gilberto Funes Cup. Okay, buzzing. There he is, going lad, kissing the badge. Despite his young age, the youth star showed personality as well as a good game, earned a place, and on May 18th in the heart-stopping match with Nacional de Montevideo to advance to the Copa Libertadores, he put the captain's ribbon against the Lucas Prato. Yeah, he's already been captain, that's mad. Oh, here's a quote: "I can cover all the positions in the middle. I think I'm a 5, and I identify a lot with the pass." So again, he's saying he's a 5, mate. That's what he's saying. I like it, I enjoy it a lot. Unless City just think, yeah, you can do, but like, you can play a bit, you can play everywhere. Real Madrid wanted him when he was 16. Spanish club even tried to introduce him when his contract with Velez ended in June. But then the young midfielder chose Líneas and renewed until 2023. It was when 14 included the exit clause that the City could now execute. Another quote here: "I try to be complete and choose when to move the ball and when to play in 1 or 2 times. I still have many things to improve." He just doesn't. Everything's telling me that this guy is like, plays in the Rodri position. Which is weird, because we've got 2 players who can play there. Right, should we do it? Should we check his Instagram out? Should we see what his Instagram is saying? Before we do, guys, make sure you download the One Football app, man. Completely free app to download. Go check it out. Link is in the description. Pin comment there as well. Get on it. Select whoever you support as your favourite team, whether you're City fan, Liverpool, United, whoever you are watching now. Get on it. Select your favourite team. Get all your transfer news, transfer rumours completely for free to your phone. Get your team lineups, in-game stats, which is mega. In-game commentary if you can't make a game. News articles, City Extra articles are going on there. Completely for free. If you download it, you help support the channel, man. So super appreciate everybody that gets on that, man. Massive shout out to everyone that downloads it. Right, it's time to do a little bit of a chill part of the stream, yeah? Let's check out his Instagram. Okay, so he's already verified. 28,000 followers. Feliz de terminar jugador después de 2 meses y calle de Cerraldo con una victoria. Yes, lad. Big lad. Smashed it, lad. Look quite tall, doesn't he? Quite like a skinny guy. Could that be a bit of an issue in the Premier League? Will you might have to pack on some muscle? Don't know. Very inactive Instagram. Rate it. There you go. Boom. Guys on 28k. Dead baller, says G. Yeah, man. That's so true. We only want the Instagram massive at Manchester City. What is this? Maybe Alvarez recommended him to City, LB. Maybe you do hear players recommending people to City, but I think City's scouting in South America is very strong. I think whoever they've got there, scouting and that. I think he's very strong. And don't we own a club in like? Don't the CFG have a club in Uruguay or something like that? If I remember correctly. Yeah, he's turning 20 this week. That's right. Does he follow City? No, but Benjamin Gary, secret scout, and Julian Alvarez follows him. Is this people he follows? He follows. So this is people he follows. Does he follow Manchester City Football Club? This is a big moment. If he follows Manchester City, it's done. Come on, mate. Where's the Man City follow at? He follows Napoli. On some at Napoli. Okay, interesting. Come on, man. Where's the City follow? Where's the City follow? I don't think he does, you know. I think he's playing it safe until the deal's done. Come on, man. Nah, it's not done, is it? He doesn't follow Man City, guys. Who was that? I thought it was a City kit then. Oh, would it be at the top? Yeah, because we follow it City, and if he followed City, it'd be at the top. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. Nah, he doesn't do it, man. He doesn't do it. There he is. So there we go. Maximo Perroni. That's your guy. That's your goat. What are we saying? What are we saying? Let me go back to this scene here. What are we saying then, chat? Let's have a look what you guys are saying. Are we happy with him? I've just given him a follow. Don't sign him, he follows Napoli, says Max OJ. Welcome to City Perrone, says Fraser. He's already sending it. Perrone looks weak, says AO213S. Maybe that's an issue. Check his picture with Messi. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Oh. Perrone, he's coming to Man City. Perrone. I'm getting a bit gassed, I can't lie. 28k followers, he's dead. Just joined, so not sure, says Othenius. We're going to do a watch-along, man. We're going to do a watch-along. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to find out when Argentina... what was it called? Is it called the American Sub-20? American Sub-20. That's a sick name for a tournament, by the way. American Sub-20 Wikipedia. I go on there, it might give me the fixtures. Club America Sub-20. Is that what it's called? That's not what it's called. What's it called? Oh, there it is. South American Sub-20. When's the first fixture? Argentina play Paraguay on the 21st of January. Man City fixtures. Are we playing that day? No, we're not playing that day. We could do a watch along. Now it says 4 o'clock, but is that 4 o'clock our time? Or 4 o'clock their time? Because we could do a watch along, guys. Paraguay versus Argentina. Argentina, what should I say? Argentina, sub 20. Is that a thing? 9 o'clock UK time. 9 o'clock UK time. 21st of January. Put it in your diary. I mean, I don't know how we're going to watch the game. I don't know how to watch the game. We're going to have to find out how to actually watch this football match. So that's a job for everyone to do. Try and find out how we can watch this, and we'll do a watch along for it. Is Rodri fast, LB? I'd say he's relatively fast. I'd say he's not slow, is he? He's not Mbappe, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't slow. A major readjustment is coming in the summer, says Des Doyle. 100% agree, bro. 100% agree. Bet he doesn't play, says Ryan. He better fucking play, lad. He better play. Surely he's playing. He's already captain in Velez. I expect 5 signings in the summer, Zohib. So I think we're going to get... If I have to be completely honest, I think Gundogan and Bernardo both leave this summer. So I think we get 2 midfielders. I think we get a winger. And I think we get a full-back, probably a left-back. So I think probably 4. 2 midfielders, 1 winger, full-back. I think we get 4 players this summer. 4. Now, obviously, that doesn't take into consideration us selling players and replacing them. So, like, maybe we sell a centre-back and then go, we'll buy another centre-back. Maybe we'll do that. But in terms of, like, Gundogan and Bernardo both leave, I just think that we're guaranteed to sign a winger. I think we'll sign Jude Bellingham and Perrone, and I think we'll sign a left-back. Just owned ID, said Legend Hassan. A little bit of beef going on in the chat there. Need a left back. Been too long without a proper one. I said it yesterday. It's borderline disgraceful, really, when you think about it. Our proper left back, who was actually fit and able to play for the football club, was Gael Clichy and Kolarov back in 2017. That's pretty poor, man. We should have got Nuno Mendes, remember, LB? I think at the time, yeah, but has he really done well at PSG? Is he doing all right? Yeah, Billy, but the thing is, Mendy was never fit, and then he got arrested, didn't he? So I'm talking like, have a left back who's fit and able to play for us consistently. We've not had one since 2017. Has he been good at PSG? Yeah, I've not seen him, to be honest, guys. Who's the guy at Bayern? Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies, transfer marked, contract runs out 2025. Only 2 years left on his contract. Only 22 years old. He said in an interview he'd rather play in the Premier League than La Liga as well. Come on, man. This is the time. This is the time where City need to go. We're going to make a huge signing. What was the last signing we made from a massive club where they didn't want to sell us the player, right? And we got them. Dortmund is not like a huge club in terms of like winning trophies. Who was the last one? What was the last signing we went, boom? Sterling's probably a shout, but were Liverpool were competing at the time, were they? For the Premier League at that time? Were they compete for trophies then? I think they probably were, weren't they? Because they had him in the year that they should have won it, and then he come to us. So yeah, Cancelo. I mean, really? I feel like Juventus were quite kind of happy with that deal. No? Were Juventus not happy with the Cancelo deal? They got Danilo. They got a bit of cash. I feel like they was quite happy with it. Rodri came from. Where did Rodri come from? I feel like Rodri came from like Bilbao or something, did he not? Where did we get him from? Or we get it from Atletico Madrid? Atletico Madrid, yeah. That's probably true then. That's probably true. I think we full send Alphonso Davies, man, in the summer. I think we full send him, guys. Get the cash out. He's got 2 years left on his contract. £70 million. Would you back it? Alphonso Davies, 70 mil. Do you think that's a good deal? I think it's a great deal. 2 years left on his deal, man. Hernandez is better than Davies, says Jem. We don't get him for 70 million, but he's only got 2 years left on his contract, bro. He's only got 2 years left on his contract. How much can they demand? If we go in the summer and say 70 million, and then Alphonso Davies says, yeah, it's time for me to get off from Bayern, I want to go to the Premier League. Surely that they're like, right, if you're not signing a new contract, then 70 million is a fair deal. We should go for Molina. A couple of people in the chat saying Molina. A couple of people saying Hernandez, but apparently Hernandez has renewed. Theo Johnson says Hernandez is bad. You would need him to push for a move. Well, I'm sure you could. I'm sure if he said that, look, I'm not renewing my deal. Then obviously, if we offer him 70 million quid, that's a lot of money for a guy with 2 years left on his contract and wants to leave. And not even funny, they signed Mane for 30 million with a year left on his contract. So, I mean, they're not like a team that said, oh, well, we paid 70 million for Mane with 1 year left on his contract. They got him for 30 mil. You know what I'm saying? Madness. Massum, yes says, how much will Pep's war chest be in the summer? Very, very good question. How much money will Pep Guardiola have to spend this summer? Well, Bellingham's going to cost you best part of 110, 120 million. Probably. A left back, I don't think we'll go for Alphonso Davies. I think we'll probably get someone else who's like 30 million. So that's like, let's say 150, 160. Perron's signing now, so he doesn't count. I think you're going to get a winger. You're probably looking at another 60 million there. So that's you're probably up to around 200 million. I'd say 200 million based on a winger, a left back, and Jude Bellingham. But then if we sell a player and replace the player, then obviously the money's offset. You know what I mean? So say you sold Laporte for 60, 70 million, you got Vardio for the same amount of money, then that's just netted out. You know what I mean? That's net spend zero, isn't it? You know what I mean? Junior, yes, remember for 1 month says we'll probably end up signing Jude Bellingham for about 70 million euros. I doubt that a lot, Junior. I very much doubt you're going to get Jude Bellingham for 70 million euros. Yeah, Davies loves the Premier League. He said it. Yeah, I've seen Davies say he likes the Premier League. Someone asked him in an interview, said, would you rather go to the Premier League or La Liga? And he said Premier League. 130 million for Bellingham. That sounds probably about right. That sounds about right. You know what I mean? I think Jude Bellingham is going to go for a lot of money, and I think because they got absolutely had off with the Erling Haaland transfer fee, they're probably going to up the price for Bellingham a little bit more to try and recoup some of the money that they lost on Haaland, because we signed Haaland for 50 mil. Haaland was a £150 million player all day long. We signed him for 50 million. So they're probably going to try and up the price of Bellingham to try and get a little bit of that money back that they really lost on Haaland. Harsh, yes, says I think winger is priority than wing back of now. Yeah, maybe we'll jump in the transfer window this month. I don't know. Obviously, we're getting Perrone. KDB crosses in Haaland reliance, probably because the wingers are just not doing too much at the moment. Lazuli, I would say that. I think if we had better wingers, not better wingers, but different style of wingers that are more efficient in certain types of games, maybe he could. When do we look for a replacement in KDB? He can't go on forever. You've got Foden, who can play in the middle, but he's never been tried in the middle. I think Kvaratskhelia, I know he's a winger, I know he plays on the wing. Whenever I've seen him, I think he would be more than capable of playing in the middle. Other than that, Not really too sure at the moment. Edgar says Bernardo has to go. You know what? In the summer, there was actually a lot of City fans who were saying, I've had enough of this now. Bernardo Silva needs to get off. So, you know, maybe the side's starting to change on that. Is Bellingham really that good? I think he's good, Des. I think he's really good. I think he's special. That's the problem with Kvaratskhelia, beyond belief. That is the problem. Alaba at Madrid. Ake could go as well, you know what I mean? He was going to go in the summer, very close to leaving. He ended up staying. And to be honest, like, surely his value's gone up so far this season. He's been excellent so far this season, so surely his value's going to go up a little bit. Nicholas says, what would you think if we ended up getting Perrone, Bellingham, Gvardiol and Leao, but lost Gundogan, Bernardo, Laporte and Mahrez? So is Leao replacing Matt? Because typically Leao plays on the left, right? So is Leao now going to the right-hand side, or what? Is Foden going on the right? The Perrone, Bellingham for Gundogan and Bernardo, it would be sad, but I would accept it, and I'd be willing to accept the sort of renewed midfield. It would be a very, very sad day to see them leave. I think it'd be extremely sad to see Laporte leave, if he did leave. No rumours at the moment saying he's going to leave, but if he did leave, that would be sad. Gvardiol obviously is a very, very good talent and a player that a lot of clubs want across Europe, so that'd be decent. I think it's one of them, like all the players that you've just mentioned there that could leave, and all the players, like, it'd be very sad to see them all leave. I'd be sad to see each one of them leave, but we have to keep the club moving. The club has to keep on refreshing and getting better and better. I don't know who that Kudus is, bro. I don't know who that Kudus is, brother, yeah. We should keep Ake. Gvardiol is better than Laporte. Laporte is miles better than Gvardiol. I love the chat, man. I love the chat. Literally, within 2 seconds, two completely different opinions. What about Coleman? I love Coleman, but I don't think you're going to get him out of Bayern. He's contracted until 2027. We need Federico Chiesa, says Jem. I love Chiesa, mate. I love Chiesa. I love the way he plays football. He's like a Tevez. He's like a Carlos Tevez driller. Thoughts on Chaser? Love him. Love Chaser. I've always loved Chaser. I think he's the Chaser. Yeah, I always call him Chaser rather than Chiesa. But it is what it is, isn't it? There you go, Lizzie in the chat there as well. You know, I think it's time for Bernardo to. I think a lot of people are saying, look, it's probably time for Bernardo to go now. We've had him for a couple of years where he's wanted to leave. Like, it can't be healthy, that, you know what I mean? It can't be healthy for the team, for the player, to keep a player that doesn't want to be here. And yes, we're not going to get the money that he's probably worth. We're probably going to get 60 million, which is a joke. But it is what it is. Kudus is the perfect Bernardo replacement. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, news confirmed by Fabrizio Sambrit. News confirmed by Fabrizio. It's a here we go situation, and he will join Manchester City. At the moment, everything's agreed, but nothing's actually been signed yet. At the moment, he's going to join City after the America Sub-20s international tournament, which we're going to do a watch along for on the 21st of January. If we can find a stream, we need to find a stream. So if anyone finds a way of watching this game, Argentina versus Paraguay, under 20s on the January 21st, if anyone can find a way of watching it, DM us, let us know, and then we'll get it scheduled and we'll do it. We'll have a little watch along on it. Right, okay, I think I'm going to call that a day. Maximo Perroni, very, very interesting signing. Very, very curious as to how this guy is going to fit into our squad. Is he going to be playing as a sort of DM, Rodri replacement, Calvin Phillips replacement? Or is he going to be pushed forward a little bit into a more slightly advanced role, something that he's not really used to, according to all the scout reports and all that kind of stuff. Stream will be tonight. Sam will get something sorted. Loads of news coming out today. But yeah, buzzing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was interesting. And yeah, I'll be back tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. Maximo Perroni. Here we go. Confirmed.